Folks, welcome to Bob Redfern's Outdoor Magazine this week. Listen, I have the honor and the privilege of being down here in LaGrange, Georgia, West Point Lake, and with a legendary, I tell you what, he is a legendary outdoor figure, Mr. Joey Mines. Joey, I got to tell you, okay, we're going to talk about Joey Mines, your 40 plus years in the outdoor business, but we're also going to be doing some fishing here in your backyard.
Well, I fish 275 days a year. My wife says I'd be a better fisherman if I spent more time on the water. Well, I spend a lot of time on West Point Lake. Today we're going to catch crappie. It is the fall of the year, water temperature is 64 degrees, fish are in 10 to 12 foot. We're going to be fishing brush piles. I'm going to show you a neat technique.
Joey, I can't wait, brother. And then we're going to talk about you and 40 plus years on TV. That's what I want all the folks to hear. We got more boats coming in the water, man. I tell you what, everybody's going to join us today.
They're going to all be all over us.
There you go. Well, folks, stay tuned because we're going to be crappie fishing right here on West Point Lake with the legendary Joey Mines. Look at that beautiful rainbow.
This week's destination is brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet, finding new roads in the outdoors. Today's Chevrolet destination features another great fishing destination that you can find more information about by going to Bob's Top 16 at www.bobredfern.com. And be sure to check out all the award-winning Chevrolet vehicles at Chevrolet.com for your next outdoor destination.
Well, folks, we're here at West Point Lake, and I'm with legendary Joey Mines. Joey, not only has he been a TV personality for 4 years, he is a guide on this lake. This is home, okay? And so, again, even though Joey's going to retire from doing the on-camera stuff, he's still going to be guiding down here. You know, Joe, you know, I tell you, it's exciting because, again, this is home.
Absolutely.
From bass fishing, crappie fishing, I mean, stripers. Now you're just going to crappie, and that's what you're going to do?
Crappie is the #1 fish that I do, and I actually fish 275 years. I live about a quarter of a mile around that point right there, so I'm close to home. But it's basic techniques what we're going to do today. 12-foot rod, ultralight. We're going to use the hook, #2 hook, a weight. Here's your weight. That's a 3/16 ounce weight, got a swivel, and we're gonna drop down to fish. I come out in the wintertime and I build brush piles. I've got over 200.
Wow.
I've got an old beat up boat that I load with trees, and I come out for days and days and days and sink them. And over the years, I've got them scattered all over the lake. This is the time of year they're on brush piles, and quite honestly, this is the numbers, this is the size. It's a great time of year. Fall is a wonderful time to catch fish, by the way.
Well, look, we're going to be using, now I've never seen these almost. I asked you if they were goldfish.
Well, this is my little secret. These are called rosy reds.
Wow.
And
they native to this lake?
No, one of my close friends, I like to have close friends. He's in the bait business, and he goes to Arkansas to pick up the minnows. He picks them up for me. Nobody else has them. One of the reasons is rosy reds, the water temperature needs to stay about 60 degrees. Okay. If it gets to 70, they die. Most bait shops that he delivers to doesn't have a chiller or anything to keep the water cold, so they don't buy them. I've got big chillers. I buy 3,000 minnows a week.
Goodness.
He brings me 10 pounds a week, and I've got 200-gallon tanks full of fresh minnows. So if they want a red minnow, guess what? They got to come to me.
They got to come to Joey Mines. Well, folks, listen, I tell you what, we're fixing to get these rods in the water here. Joey's going to get me on fish today here at West Point Lake. This will be a first, by the way.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, all right, man.
Yeah, there's one.
Oh, good.
There's one. That's
awesome.
a little.
Get him, Joey. Get him.
That's a little better fish.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah,
okay.
Awesome.
That's a keeper on West Point.
Yeah.
But they get a lot bigger. But if you're fishing with me and you want to keep him, needless to say, you can.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Just let him
there.
go. Here's another one.
Yep. Got him?
Yeah, I had him. Hang on a second. Hang on. Hang on. I got him. I got him. I got him. Yep. Here we go. Here's another one. It should be fast once we find them. There's another one. That one's a little bigger. Okay. Hang on, buddy. There we go. There we go.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little bigger. They keep getting a little bit bigger.
Well, they'll get bigger than that.
I'm
But
serious.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Get him, Joey. Get him, Joey.
There's another one. There's another
Let
one.
me get out your way.
He's not the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
the
but
biggest.
I'm telling you, you know, one of the things when you're a guide on the lake and you do TV, how hard has it been for 40 years of doing this? From your aspect of this, Joey, I mean, you've done it, seen it all, you've been there, and now back again?
Well, you know, 40 years worth, 200 days a year. I'm on the lake a lot. And the lake has changed, and you've got to change with the lake. When I first got here, I came down with Milliken, and to back it up a little bit, I'm a Clemson man.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go ahead and get that out of the way. And
Well, you know what I always say now? I have to tell you, there's only one color of orange. You're either a volunteer fan or you're incarcerated. You know, folks, remember that, okay? You remember that, huh? No,
Well,
that's okay.
well,
And congratulations.
I grew up in Hartsville, and I was supposedly real smart, and I said, well, shoot, I'm going to go to Clemson to be a doctor. How hard can that be? So I rolled into Clemson University, and I'm up there, first day of class. English 101, teacher says, class, y'all write a one-page essay on why you chose Clemson University. Wrote my little essay, turned it in. 2 days later, Susie Brown, she raised her hand, you made an A+. Such and such, you made a C. Joey Mines. I stood up. How you doing, teach? 8 o'clock class, glad everybody's here. She looked at me and she said, class, Mr. Mines misspelled Clemson 9 times. I went to Clemens. I said, there ain't no way. She said, why don't you look at your shirt? I looked down. I misspelled Clemson 9 times. My first college grade was a F to the minus 50th power.
Oh my gosh.
And I ended up graduating, believe it or not. And quite honestly, I'm not a doctor. But I moved down here right out of college, and I found out real quick that I love to fish for sure. I've been doing it all my life. And I'm on the lake every afternoon after I get off work, and decided to make a run at it and got real lucky. I got on some magazine covers with Georgia Sportsman, Tennessee, and one thing or another, and opened a couple of sporting goods stores. Next thing I know, I get a call from a local TV station here. Hey man, I saw you on the magazine cover. How would you like to go out and try a show on West Point? We'll make a one 30-minute show, and we'll promote your guide service and your sporting goods store. Came out, caught a 9.5 pounder, first cast. Had a weekly show, 10,000 households, LaGrange, Georgia. And it grew from that. Next thing I'm on ABC, CBS stations across the South. Get a call from the Ted Turner people. They were starting a new network. How would you like to be on? I said, well, sure, it's another network. They went in 60,000 households. 6 months later, they're in 10 million. My showtime was Saturday at 10 o'clock, but as part of a bonus, I was on 30 minutes before the Braves games. How about that one?
Oh my goodness.
That was pretty sporty.
That was special.
And part of my deal, they gave me Braves tickets, and so we grew with the Braves, and we grew with the whole organization, and for 30 years I called it home, and
wow.
it's been quite a run.
Well, for 40 plus years, 1,600 episodes, I mean, you know, I got to be honest with you.
God bless you.
Yeah, well, God bless you. And we got to catch some more fish, okay? And I still have time. With this 30-minute show, folks, I can do two things. I can turn him over to make him a volunteer fan, and I can trade you, and you can be a Cardinal fan.
What do you think?
St. Louis, man, all over. Let's do it. Let's catch some more fish.
Y'all stay with us. We're in for a long day.
Understand the fish. Design the bait. No, redesign it. Trim this. Add that. Definitely more of that. Perfect. Will they smash it? Smashing it and holding it. That's how we do it. That's the formulas. Tweak the colors. Make it sing. make it dance. Optimized design for that lateral line. All with a single track mind for getting hit, staying bit, ripping lips, for making any fish your fish. That's our science. Berkeley science, baby.
Take a journey off the beaten path to Lake Hartwell Country. Tucked away in the northeast corner of South Carolina, Lake Hartwell Country is a hidden gem with waterfalls, mountains, beautiful lakes, and history dating back to Revolutionary War times. For the outdoor enthusiasts, Lake Hartwell Country offers fishing, hiking, water recreation, horseback riding, and so much more. Come visit Lake Hartwell Country, the land by the blue wall.
To safely cross an obstacle like a fence, unload your firearm, cover the muzzle, place the firearm on the other side of the fence, cross the fence, reload, and continue your hunt.
This has been another safety hunting tip from South Carolina DNR.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? Silverado ZR2, Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss, because adventure is everywhere.
A good hunting safety tip is when you're hunting from an elevated stand to use a haul line to get your bow or your rifle to the stand and out of the stand, but remembering to keep the muzzle of the rifle down at all times.
This has been another safety hunting tip from South Carolina DNR. Bob Redfern's Outdoor Magazine is being brought to you by these great partners. Chevrolet. Find new roads with Chevrolet. By Lake Hartwell Country. The land by the blue wall. By the South Carolina Agriculture Department. It's a matter of taste. By the old 96th District of South Carolina. Come discover the unexpected wonders of South Carolina's 96th District. And by South Carolina Embroidery and Screen Printing. Your one stop for all your company's promotional needs.
Fish on? Yes,
There
sir,
you go, buddy.
Joey. Yeah, man.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
One a little bigger.
Yeah, he is. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, gosh, you know, I love eating these things.
You know, people that are seeing us throw them back can't believe it.
I know, you know, but I tell you, we do the catch and release thing just merely because, folks, you know, you've watched me for years, and Joey does too. The last thing when you're filming a show and you're doing stuff out on the water, I just want to get in the truck and go home.
You want to go home and go to bed.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, fish on, Joey.
There you go. All right. All right. There we go. Good. Catch him. Catch him.
Well, Joey, I have to ask you at this juncture of the show, what has been the most memorable thing that you put on TV for 40 years?
You know, I've got one show, and this goes back about 35 years ago. Back then, I was invited to do a show at Camp Sunshine. Camp Sunshine is a camp for children with cancer. 200 kids go to this camp, and about 150 counselors. It's a little camp. It's for a whole week. I went up to Cleveland, Georgia. I'm on my way up there, and I'm gonna tell you how sorry I was back then, and maybe that's the best way to do it. I was driving a brand new truck. I had a boat. Back then, they gave me a new boat every year for my show.
Yeah.
I was on a bag phone talking to the boat manufacturer, and I'm not going to tell names. I wanted to know where my new boat was. Bob, that was the biggest problem I had. I wanted my new boat.
Right.
All right, so we go to this camp. We get there. I interview counselors. I see children with no arms, no legs, bald, blind, everything you can think of that cancer does to you, which is absolutely awful. So I'm watching these children. I interview the counselors, and one of the guys said, well, now I got a treat. I got a little girl. Her name's Heidi Bennett. She's 10 years old. She's got brain cancer. I want you to do a fishing show with her. I got my boat. I put her in the boat. She looked like she was 5 years old because cancer had gotten her. She was bald. She was wearing a hat. She sat in my lap and she says, I'm going to show you my scar. She took her hat off and they had cut her whole skull around and taken it out to remove the cancer. So this little girl, I'm sitting there with her, hadn't been there 5 minutes, and I'm thinking, well, Heidi, what would you do if somebody gave you $1 million? She said, I'd give it to the doctors to help the little children with cancer. And I'm sitting there, I can't breathe. I still can't breathe today. So I listened to this, and she's all excited. Next thing I know, she catches her first fish with me, and a lot of people do. She catches a brim, and it's this big. And she's screaming, I got a fish, I got a fish. She pulls it up, and she is screaming, I caught a fish, and I'm crying like a baby. We caught one fish. On the way back to LaGrange, I looked at my camera and I said, you know, we got a hunting and fishing show. We caught one fish. Do you think we ought to air this? And he looked at me and said, we airing this. I said, thank you, I agree. So we put it on TV, and it went everywhere, and people started making copies, and they started saying how great and wonderful I was, and all I did was show up in video, and I know you do things like that too. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. I thank you for watching the show, but I became a counselor and started going for years, and I'd spend a week, and I'd take that new boat that I always got, and I would load 15, 20 kids on that boat and take them fishing at a time. And I found out real quick what life was all about. It wasn't about a brand new boat. And like I say, I've changed a lot since then, and I found out what was important in life with a 10-year-old little girl.
Stay tuned. We head to the sportsman's table next for a certified South Carolina duck breast recipe.
The stumps and rocks, the grass flats and potholes, the points, humps, and drop-offs, creek beds and old road beds. Hold it all in your hands and fish.
Welcome to Upcountry, South Carolina. Discover the 6 counties in Upcountry, South Carolina that run from metropolitan cities with fine dining and cultural events to pristine natural beauty and all the adventure that goes with it. From hiking, rafting, to some of the best fishing in the Southeast. 6 counties, 1 state, 1,000,000 opportunities. Upcountry, South Carolina. Perfectly seasoned.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? Silverado ZR2, Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss, because adventure is everywhere.
Nestled in the western part of South Carolina is the Old 96 District. Comprised of Abbeville, Edgefield, Greenwood, Lawrence, and McCormick counties, this region is rich in history, fishing, hunting, and small-town flavor. Old 96 District is part of the South Carolina freshwater coast, covering over 2,000 miles of shoreline, which offer many fishing opportunities and is home to the only wild turkey museum in the world. Local businesses offer a wide variety of unique gifts and foods. Make sure you discover the undiscovered wonders of the Old 96 District of South Carolina.
The Sportsman's Table is brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. Whether you live in South Carolina or coming to vacation, make sure you're purchasing South Carolina-grown farm products. Make sure your food is South Carolina certified. It's a matter of taste.
Folks, welcome in this week from the Horry Georgetown Technical College and the International Culinary Institute of Myrtle Beach. And joining me is Executive Chef and Chef Instructor here, Tom Mullally. Tell you what, this guy's got a recipe. I know all you folks out there are going to, you know,
Bob.
Tom, I tell you, you never cease to amaze me what you come up with. So what do we got today?
I've been in this profession 28 years now. They keep eating. Job security, you know how that goes. You know how we love to go fresh and local on your show. Fresh local duck breast right here. We want some of that fat on, but we've trimmed a little bit of the heavy fat off.
I got you.
No bland food allowed. Salt, pepper. I love this little gadget
Look at that
here.
little gadget
I
you
know
got.
it. See, us chefs have to have our gadgets, Bob.
I know you do.
You know? And then we want to go skin down first, and we want to hear that nice sizzle, hear it dancing.
I got you.
I love that song. It's like better than music right here. Beautiful, beautiful.
Now, is this wood duck or is it mallard?
This is actually mallard.
Okay, mallard.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, we're about ready to come out of the oven. How many minutes in there roughly?
I had it in there for about 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
I like a little pink in my duck breast. I like it kind of medium.
I got you.
And again, that's a personal preference.
Oh, yeah.
But we've got that nice crispy skin on there. That's definitely what we're looking for.
Okay.
We're going to let it rest just for a minute before I slice it. We're going to start developing our plate. Some beautiful local rice here. A lot of rice fields in Carolina, Bob.
Yeah, there are. And you know where to find them.
Exactly, exactly.
That's more of that certified SC grown, I'm telling you.
Yeah, after 28 years on the beach, I got a few connections.
Oh, man. Oh, here we go.
And we've got a unique vegetable here. These are golden beets. You've got red beets out there, and you also have golden beets. And I always tell my students for a plate presentation, you want to get into odd numbers. 3s and 5s are best for eye appeal.
Yeah.
It's like a scientific fact.
Well, in here at the Culinary Institute, I mean, you've got how many students come through here every year?
Yeah, we've got about 165 students right now.
Wow.
Enrollment keeps growing and growing. It's a good thing.
Everybody-
Job security for the chef instructors.
Exactly. We all love to eat.
That's it.
All right, now this is the trick. Now, folks, pay attention to how he's slicing this.
We're going to go on the bias at a slight angle. And again, we're going to stick with our philosophy of odd numbers. So we're going to do 3 beautiful medallions there. We got a little pink in there.
Yeah.
A nice medium, what we're looking for.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to place that bad boy over our rice and our vegetables. Now we're going to hit it with a little sauce. This is a red wine sauce, a Cabernet sauce.
Okay.
And us chefs like to have some color, some flavor, and some textures. We're going to put some cranberries in there. It goes extremely well with duck.
Yeah.
And just for a different type of texture, a little crunch, we've got some toasted almonds.
Oh, wow.
So a Cabernet sauce with cranberries and toasted almonds, getting ready to go on our duck breast.
Oh, goodness, Tom.
Doesn't that look good?
It does. Man,
They eat with the eyes first, Bob. You know how that
always
goes.
come up with a great recipe. That is just, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm always in competition with myself. You got to stay a half a notch ahead of the competition or they'll get
Well,
you.
and the
You
other
know how
thing,
that goes.
I don't know how you get it all done. You're a chef instructor here at the Culinary Institute, plus you have your own catering business down here in Myrtle Beach, Strand Catering. So I have to tell you, man, my hat's off to you because that is another wonderful recipe.
Thank you, kind
And
sir.
I really appreciate you coming on the show because it's just always a great event. And folks, listen, as I always like to say, it's a matter of taste. Log on to CertifiedSCGrown.com and see what's fresh on your menu or anybody else's for that matter. And we'll be right back here again next week on another great episode on the Sportsman's Table.
To find out more information on supporting local South Carolina farmers and their products, visit CertifiedSC.com. It's a matter of taste.
South Carolina's Santee Cooper Country invites you to relax and get away from the pressures of everyday life from world-class fishing, golf, camping, or lakeside dining on traditional Southern cuisine. With over 450 miles of shoreline, Santee Cooper is an exciting challenge for fishing, canoeing, and kayaking, offering unique outdoor adventures for the whole family. Santee Cooper Country. Discover the natural wonders of South Carolina's Great Lakes. To receive a free newsletter and e-news, just log on at santeecoopercountry.org.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? Silverado ZR2, Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss, because adventure is everywhere.
Southern Woods Plantation. The name itself conjures up images of a time gone by. A time of towering pines, mule-drawn wagons, and covey after covey of bobwhite quail. Southern Woods Plantation has been chosen as one of the top 6 hunting destinations in America. They offer great hunting, comfortable lodging, wonderful food, and world-class dogs. Southern Woods Plantation, where the past can still be experienced today. Bob Redfern's Outdoor Magazine is being brought to you today by these great partners. By the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, making life better in the outdoors of South Carolina. By Abu Garcia, Fish to Win with Abu Garcia. By Upcountry South Carolina, Upcountry South Carolina, perfectly seasoned. By Southern Woods Plantation, offering the best quail hunting in the Southeast. And by Santee Cooper Country. Discover the natural wonders of South Carolina's Great Lakes.
There's one.
Fish on, Joey.
Not very big, but he's
Fish
there.
on, brother. I think you
Well,
put
he's
it right on.
He's getting bigger.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, Bob. Good. A little bigger.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Gosh. Man, if we were keeping fish today, that would be a good, that'd
Yeah.
make a good sandwich.
That is a good one.
Man.
Good.
You know, Joey, I'll tell you what. There's one thing that I now have regretted, and that's because we ain't done this.
Many years ago.
Exactly.
Many
You know?
years ago.
And that we didn't have the opportunity to do this. I'm just glad that I made it happen today, because that's why we came with you. And Joey Mine Outdoors, I will tell you, you know, you have had such a 40-year illustrious career. I mean, from doing everything that a man could ever want.
I've had a good life. I really have. Got a great wife, by the way. She's outstanding. She's let me go anywhere in the world, and now it's her turn because I'm taking her on trips and stuff. So that's one of the reasons I'm slowing down.
I got you. Well, you're just going to slow down a bit, but you're not going to stop, and that's a good
No,
thing.
No.
And I tell you what, God bless you, my friend.
God
It has
bless
been
you.
really awesome to have this chance to come down here in your backyard and fish.
Well, we've got a train. I know y'all are hearing it in the background. It's 200 yards behind us. And are you gonna catch the train, or are you gonna drive back?
We'll probably drive back, okay? But I just tell you what, you know, folks, if you want to come down here and you want to fish with the honorary and legendary Joey Mines, just log on to joeymines.com, or you can go to Bob's Top 16 on our website, and we'll have Joey listed right there, because I tell you what, he'll take you fishing and you'll love this place forever, just like we have.
God
My
bless
friend,
you.
God bless you, and take you, man. It's been awesome. And folks, as I always like to say, the outdoors is my passion. I want it to be yours too. We'll see you right back here again next week on another episode of Bob Redfern's Outdoor Magazine.